but also on the temple complex itself. Managing the ever-increasing needs of those visiting the complex as well as those who serve is itself a huge task. To do so, keeping the spiritual sanctity of the complex intact and ensuring that the conditions are unspoiled and maintained as pure as they were in their original state, possibly more so, is difficult. But to achieve these worldly objectives without harming the fragile ecological balance of the area, that too within the constraints set by the availability of the resources, has been and continues to be a challenge for the trustees of the Dakshineshwar Kali Temple and Devottar Estate through their administration. We are all aware that the creator of this magnificent complex was none other than Rani Rashmoni, who had many feathers in her cap. Rani Rashmoni. The greatest contribution of Rani Rashmoni to the world as we know it today is undoubtedly the setting up
দর্শনের জন্য বসে রয়েছেন, তারাও অবলোকন করছেন এই অপূর্বকর স্নান। কলাং কলাং গৃহীত্বা বৈ দেবানাং বিশ্বকর্মাণা নির্মিত হয়ং সুরৈজস্মাৎ কলস্তেন উচ্যতে। কলসের মুখে ব্রহ্মা, গ্রীবায় মহেশ্বর, মূলে বিষ্ণু, মধ্যে মাতৃগণ এবং চতুর্দিকে দেবগণ পরিবেষ্টিত। কলসে সকল নদ নদী সমুদ্র তীর্থ অবস্থিত। ঘট বা কলসের এ সকল গুণকীর্তন করেছেন স্বয়ং চতুর্মুখ ব্রহ্মা, তদীয় প্রসিদ্ধ চতুর্মুখে। সুতরাং ঘট বা কলস দেব শক্তিরই প্রতীক। এই মুহূর্তে পুরোহিত পৌঁছেছেন গঙ্গার গঙ্গোদক সংগ্রহ করার জন্য। ঘটটি পুরোহিত তার বক্ষস্থলে ধারণ করে চাঁদনি পার করে লাল শালুতে ঘটের মুখটি ঢেকে গঙ্গোদক পূর্ণ করে নিয়ে আসবেন মন্দিরে। এই মুহূর্তে ঘট স্নানের এবং ঘটের গঙ্গোদক পূর্ণর জন্য রয়েছেন পুরোহিত এবং সেখানকার যে আচার তা তিনি পালন করছেন। জলের ওপর তিনি ব আঁকেন এবং ত্রিকোণ বা ব আঁকা, আবার উল্টো ব আঁকা নক্ষত্র তৈরি হলো, তারপর পঞ্চশতদল অঙ্কন করেন। পুরোহিত এখন গঙ্গোদক গ্রহণের জন্য প্রস্তুত হয়েছেন। লাল শালু এবং তার বক্ষদেশের কাছে স্থাপন করেছেন ঘটটি। আমরা শুনেছি যারা বহু দূরে থাকেন এই পবিত্র দিনে দূরত্ব বা অন্য কারণে মন্দিরে আসতে পারেন না, তারা দূরদর্শনের পর্দার সামনে বসে থাকেন এই পুণ্য যাত্রাটি দেখবার জন্য। সেবায়েতরা, রানীমার বংশধরেরা অগণিত সারিবদ্ধ দণ্ডায়মান ভক্তের মধ্যে দিয়ে চামর ব্যয়োজন করতে করতে, উলুধ্বনি দিতে দিতে মা ত্রিনামের জয় গাথায় আকাশ
জয় মা জয় মা জয় মা জয় মা জয় মা জয়।
And as it is happening,
জয় মা জয় মা জয় মা জয় মা,
one can see the reverberation of the sounds which proclaim victory to the mother, victory to the mother goddess, victory to the mother. May the mother live on victorious. And now the priest has immersed himself in the water. He's taken a dip right in with the ghat, the receptacle, the vessel, the sacred metal container. And now, with the water within it, the next part of the journey begins as they start coming away from the Ganga, even as the sounds of victory to the goddess, the benevolent goddess, the goddess known as Bhavatarini Devi, reverberate all around. The reverberations can be heard. It is a moment that does not remain, but remains within the heart. And now they retrace their steps. We see the secretary and trustee of the Dakshineshwar temple and Devottar estate, Mr. Kushal Chaudhary, accompanying the priest, and it is a holy journey. And they are moving now towards the main temple, to where the goddess resides. They are moving forward. Who would have known that the dream that appeared to Rani Rashmani many eons ago would convert itself into the reality of the Dakshineshwar Kali temple, built by Rani Rashmani in 1855, creating a complex thronging with thousands who are there to pay their respects, to pay their tributes, to pay obeisance to the great goddess, the goddess Kali in the form of the Bhavatarini Devi as the presiding deity. Now the significance of the Ghatsnan is that no alcohol or spirits are used in this puja. It is only the Ganga water and the water from the coconut. That is all that is used, which is why the ritual of bathing of the receptacle or vessel, the sacred vessel, is so important. And now we can see that the priest is there with the Ganga water. there are a number of processes that are followed very carefully, and it is truly mesmerizing when we see the delicate finesse of the priest anointing the deity. This is a crucial part of the puja process at the Dakshineshwar Kali temple. We can see the deity being worshipped. The process of purification is on. This is a great temple, the Dakshineshwar Kali temple, a Hindu Navaratna temple located at Dakshineshwar, situated on the eastern bank of the Hooghly river. The presiding deity of the temple is Bhavatarini, a form of Parashakti Adda Kali, otherwise known as Adi Shakti Kalika. And now the process of the puja is on. This is the first of the stages, and there are many more stages to follow after this. Observe carefully the rituals as they take place. This is a tradition that has been going on for ages. And as everyone knows, the Dakshineshwar temple is synonymous with Sri Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And he, Thakur Ramakrishna Dev, was the one who ordained that the processes will be such, and it has been continuing ever since then. That is the tradition that is followed in this temple. This temple is known for its association with Sri Ramakrishna and Ma Sharoda Devi, mystics of 19th century Bengal. And now the coconut has been broken and the water of the coconut percolates on to the vessels, the other items, the sacred items of worship that are inextricably intertwined with this particular Kali Puja. Observe the rituals, and one will know why this temple is unique, why it is different, and why the processes are at once both traditional and also inspirational. This is a place of worship which is open to all, regardless of whether they are rich or poor, of high caste or low caste, whether they are Hindus or not Hindus. Everyone is allowed here to see, to hear, to smell. For the sights, sounds and smells transport you to somewhere where time seems to have stood still. It is truly an experience worth having. Anyone who has not experienced this magnificent puja will have lost out. And once again, we must remember that all this would not have been possible had not Rani Rashmoni created this temple. We would not have Sri Sri Ramakrishna Paramhansadev. We would not have Swami Vivekananda. And what a loss there would be for the world. Many visionaries have written about Sri Ramakrishna in glowing terms, not the least of them being the great author and Nobel laureate Romain Rolland, who wrote a biography of Sri Ramakrishna. And if one reads that biography, one will truly understand the beauty and importance of this place of worship. And now the worship is going on. The deity is being revered. We are praying to the deity. We are actually remembering the deity and hailing it. The glory of the deity is there for all to see, for all to behold. These are moments that are extremely important, extremely significant. It is mesmeric, as I had said before. And as one watches, one is truly transported to another world. A world which sometimes we cannot even conceive of. Adda Shakti is the primordial energy of the consciousness of bliss. She is the Mahamaya who creates the universe and liberates the Jiva from the clutches of Maya. The sky is her clothes. Her eyes spread from year to year. The gods were defeated in the war against Shumbha and Nishumbha, the two Asura brothers. They were driven out of the heavens. They then composed a hymn to the Devi and prayed to her. At this, a Devi, a goddess, came out of the body of the Adya Shakti. She was named Kaushiki. As a result, the color of Adya Shakti turned into black. That is why she became known as Kali or Kalika, the dark. Though in course of time she got back her original color. In another version, during Ambika, the mother's war against Shumbha and Nishumbha, at the moment of killing Chandrashur, Kali sprang forth from the forehead of Ambika. During the war between the gods and the Asuras, Kali spread out her tongue and drank all the blood of Raktobij. That is why her tongue is out.
Dakshineshwar has gained worldwide popularity as a holy place. Adda Shakti Mohamaya, the creator and the controller of the universe, arrives in the earthen world from the cosmos. She herself makes promises that she would stay and take worship and food offerings, that is, bhog, daily there. She bestows power to the living legend, Rani Rashmani, for the total welfare and awakening of humanity. Rani Rashmani is already famous for her charity, devotion, burning patriotism, popularly known as Rani Ma. Goddess Kali sends indication to her to establish her temple at Dakshineshwar village at the bank of river Ganga. It is very near to Kolkata, which was then the capital of British-ruled India and the lifeline of the country. The mother not only selects Rani Rashmani to establish the temple in the sacred land, but also paves the way for the great arrival of another greatly devoted soul, Ramakrishna Paramahansadev, along with his disciples. Along with Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, Goddess Kali is also omnipresent here eternally. It was on the 31st of May, 1855, she arrives. Dakshineshwar, the sacred holy place, does not abide by barriers of caste, creed, region or religion. Everybody is welcome here. Ramakrishna Paramahansadev believed that by just paying a visit to this place, humanity attains peace and tranquility of mind. In this way, Dakshineshwar spontaneously got established as an internationally renowned holy place.
We are back in the temple precincts and the puja is on. Let me begin by quoting Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. He said, "We dream for that universe where there are no boundaries between the rich and the poor, no barriers between caste and class, no distinction between the learned and the ignorant, where none will kill in the name of religion, die of starvation, or be the victim of exploitation. We yearn for that world of freedom where humanity itself is the identity."
জগৎ জননী মা ভবতারিণীর আজকের এই কালী পূজার দিনে এই পবিত্র স্থান দক্ষিণেশ্বরের মন্দির থেকে আমরা এখন আমাদের মধ্যে পেয়েছি দক্ষিণেশ্বর কালী মন্দির এবং দেবোত্তর এস্টেটের ওছি ও সম্পাদক সম্মানীয় কুশল চৌধুরী মহাশয়কে। তার কাছে আমরা কিছু জানতে চাইব এই জন্যই যে আজ এই সম্প্রচার গোটা ভারতে তথা গোটা বিশ্বে সম্প্রচারিত হচ্ছে ডিডি ভারতীর সূত্রে। সুতরাং আমার সঙ্গে আমার সহযোগী সঞ্চালক রয়েছেন অশোক বিশ্বনাথন। I would request Ashok to ask few questions to our respected Secretary Kushal Chaudhary.
We are indeed fortunate to have with us at this auspicious hour the trustee and secretary of the Dakshineshwar Kali Temple and Devottor Estate, Sri Kushal Chaudhary. First of all, sir, hearty congratulations on creating a magical and mesmerizing ambience not just for this Kali Puja of today, but for all time. Whatever you do is timeless. So congratulations to you for that. My first question, small one, is what in your opinion makes the Dakshineshwar Kali temple unique and different from all other such places of pilgrimage?
Well, Namaskar. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we are happy to announce that we are observing 167th auspicious Kali Puja at the sacred temple, as lessoned by our master Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansadev, which will be telecasted very soon by Doordarshan Kendra Kolkata along with the DD Bharati. I, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and millions of its devotees, expressing our heartiest thanks to the DD Bharati's authority, technicians and the staff for telecasting the program within the country and around the world. As we know, Dakshineshwar Kali temple was built at the 1855 AD by a pious lady of Didin, Bengal, Rani Rashmani, who fought not only against the British ruler from time to time, but also rendered her dedicated service for the mankind. The Rani title was conferred by the people of Bengal. Dakshineshwar Kali temple is a remarkable place of a 19th century renaissance, from where the thousands of freedom fighters used to visit this temple from time to time and inspired for the freedom movement. And ultimately, the India got independence. Dakshineshwar Kali temple have its spiritual message globally by the Lord Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansadev, and that is love to all. Dakshineshwar Kali temple believes, as it is taught by our master Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansadev, that this world, the human beings and rest of the alls have a equal rights to stay, equal right to live with peace and harmony. We, without any hesitation, can say that Dakshineshwar Kali temple, reflecting the message of unifications of all religion, sects, beyond any caste or race. This temple, obviously, welcoming all the devotees and pilgrims and well-wishers in and around the world to pay their tribute to the divine Mother Kali and the other deities. It is needless to mention that Dakshineshwar Kali temple reflected the rational Hinduism in a reformation's way, as preached by Lord Ramakrishna's. It's a very unique message he gave when we saw Ramakrishna Paramahansadev worshipped her wife, Mata Sharada, as the divine mother of Kali. This was never happened in the world before that. Dakshineshwar Kami temple symbolizes our heritage and culture of Bengal. We believe that the devotees, not only from our nation, but internationally, able to collect the eternal peace and spiritual joyness to preach the mother's name and the name of Lord Ramakrishna's. We are engaged to render our dedicated service to the visiting devotees, pilgrims, well-wishers, to pay their tribute and offer their pujas to the Divine Mother and the other deities. Since its inaugurations from 1855.
Thank you so much, sir. I want to ask you one thing more, that we are passing through very difficult times, as everyone knows. But in spite of that, how has it been possible for you to create this marvelous ambience?
We believe that we are nothing but a mere dedicated soldier of the Divine Mother. As she instructed, as she delivered the power within us, we are trying to implement the thoughts and instructions of the Divine Mother. As I said earlier, the thousands of devotees within the country and around the world knows this temple very well. They knows the history of this temple. They knows the spiritual importance of this temple. As the honorable devotees expected, we are trying to preserve and maintain this temple as their desire. It's our duties. It's our spiritual obligations. So, in this pandemic crisis situation, not only we are facing socio-economic crisis, the world also facing the socio-economic crisis. So many people died for this COVID-19 pandemic disease. We pray to our mother's feet for the soul of them get rest and blessed.
Thank you very much.
And once again, I want to state that as we said, this temple manifested our culture, our heritage, and it's become today the place of national importance with international repute. So we seek the valuable support of the devotees, well-wishers, pilgrims, wherever you are. Your blessings, your support, your cooperations will inspire us to preserve this historic monument as you desired, as you dreamed. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. Namaskar.
कालिकादि दशेश्वरी उमा हैमवती कन्या कल्याणी भैरवेश्वरी काली ब्राह्मी च माहेशी कौमारी वैष्णवी तथा वाराही बाशली चंडी त्वां जग उग्रता
The appointing authority becomes the devotee of the appointed. The founder of Dakshineshwar Kali temple, Rani Rashmani, is not only an ardent follower of Ramakrishna Paramahansadev, but also an obedient person. Even after the damage of the idol of Lord Jagamohan Krishna of Radha Krishna temple, Rani recognizes and gives cognizance only to the advice of Ramakrishna Dev. She recognized and approved the simple rituals of worshipping the goddess as introduced by Ramakrishna Dev. Once, Sister Nivedita remarked that Rani Rashmani is much thankworthy. Without her, neither was Dakshineshwar Kali temple possible, nor was Ramakrishna Paramahansadev attainable. In 1955, the centenary year of the foundation day of the temple, Rani Rashmani Memorial Temple, that is Rani Rashmani Smriti Mandir, was established in the temple premises with a statue made of clay. Later, it was replaced by the marble one present right at the moment. Daily worship takes place in this temple. It is said that during the construction of the temple, Rani Rashmani used to take a mere meal of boiled rice, that is hobishianno, and slept on the ground. She kept herself occupied with daily meditation and chanted prayers. Ramakrishna Paramahansadev used to say that Rani Rashmani is one of the 8 lady associates of Ma Bhavatarini.
Once again, and we just heard and saw the great story of Rani Rashmani, who was born in the Kona village, what is now Halishahur, in North 24 Parganas, on the 28th of September 1793. She was married at the age of 11 to Babu Raj Chandra Das, the zamindar of the bazaar of central Calcutta. They had 4 daughters, and it was in a dream that she saw the Kali deity instructing her to build a temple at this very spot of Dakshineshwar, which she did. And that is her supreme achievement. She was an extremely pious lady, but within that, she worked hard and she had her supporters. And this Dakshineshwar temple was created by her. And now we can see the next phase of the worship, the Puja. The greatness of this temple is that no one is excluded here. It is a truly inclusive temple where everyone is allowed to come and worship.
Ramakrishna Dev neither indulged in orthodox belief nor in observing rigid rituals. He is always the same, both in his mind and lifestyle. Sometimes it seems to be orthodox externally, but his sincerity is unquestionable.
Now, once again, in the temple premises, we are now in the principal phase of the worship, a very detailed worship of Bhavatarini Devi, the deity who smiles upon the pilgrims, who blesses the pilgrims, who has a salutary effect on the pilgrims. This is also known as the Dakshina Kali, as distinct from the Tara, which is the tantric version. Although at the Dakshineshwar Kali temple, both forms of worship are conducted. This is truly a confluence of spirituality.
Om Riddhing Bhavantu Brvantu, Om Riddhing Bhavantu Brvantu, Om Riddhing Bhavantu Brvantu, Om Riddhatam, Om Riddhatam, Om Riddhatam. Sho Indro Vriddhasrava, Tastina Pusha Vishwavida,
The worship
is
something that is seen and then believed. Or to put it differently, to see is to believe. It is seen to be believed. And it has been monitored in the earlier century by Sri Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He said that all paths lead to the same goal. When the temple was first built, Sri Ram Kumar Chattopadhyay was the principal priest, but he died almost a year after the temple was constructed. And his younger brother,
Om Vishnu,
Gadadhar,
Kartike
or Sri Ramakrishna, became the priest at Dakshineshwar.
Prabir Kumar Deva Sharma.
It was truly a new phase in the history of the country.
Parishado Sarveshan Sadasyanang Pakshato Rani
Ramakrishna Dev was someone
Sarveshan
whose spirituality
Jagadishwari Dakshina Kalikaya.
Ramakrishna Dev neither indulged in orthodox belief nor in observing rigid rituals. He is always the same, both in his mind and lifestyle. Sometimes it seems to be orthodox externally, but his sincerity is unquestionable. In his entire life, there is no room for biogatory. It is learnt from his memoirs that on the eve of the temple foundation, various programs took place like opera, that is Jatra, hymns dedicated to goddess Kali, the recitation of Bhagavad, Ramayana, etc. to usher joy throughout the temple. In the evening, the divine place takes a new look with the illumination. He used to say that it seems that Rani Rashmoni has installed the silver mountain in the divine land. This is a very astonishing gesture, not only to us, but also to the entire world. It seldom happens in religious history. On the auspicious day of Foloharini Kali Puja, that is 5th June 1872, Ramakrishna Dev worships his wife, Ma Sharoda, as goddess with all the innumerable different necessary articles and fullest dedication. It is indeed a strange and enlightening relation between a husband and his wife. At the same time, Ma Sharoda is his wife and a devotee. He recreates her. He is fully aware regarding his influence on the organization as the future mother of the institution. He used to say, Hriday and his other associates, there is no escape if she is offended.
As we hear the stories of Sri Ramakrishna and Ma Sharoda, we realize how much of them is in this complex itself. The place reverberates with the memories and the stories of Sri Ramakrishna and Ma Sharoda.
Kring mantra. Om Kring 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 Om Kring.
As the puja continues, one can recall that Sri Ramakrishna went on to perform his sadhana in the temple and also achieve the fulfillment of that sadhana and attained divinity. Rani Rashmoni was his first patronizer in the true sense of the term, rendering full cooperation to him and supporting him so that he could continue his search unhindered, admiring the unswavering and unwavering faith and unfaltering devotion of the young Ramakrishna. The first part of Sri Ramakrishna's physical stay in Dakshineshwar was for 16 years and a few months, from 1855 to 1871. This was marked by his presence in the western room on the ground floor of Kutibadi, so named as it was once the house of an indigo planter. It was in this period that Godadhar, the young priest, transformed into Ramakrishna, whose religious fervor became a matter of reverence among the masses.
Om Bhutadaya Yagacchati Yagacchata Yatishtati Yatishtata.
It was during this period that the unique spiritual awakening dawned upon Sri Ramakrishna This led to the realization that was to later shake the world of belief from its very foundation. All paths lead to the same goal. And as we see the puja happening in front of our very eyes, we realize the truth of that statement. Or to put it differently, as Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, Jato Mot Tato Pot. All of these are paths which lead to the same goal. And there are as many paths as there are views. Sri Ramakrishna practiced Tantra Sadhana under the guidance of Bhairavi Ma and was blessed with a full realization. He practiced Islam and realized its ultimate truth. Totapuri guided him on the path of Vedantic Sadhana. He remained immersed in Nirvikalpa Samadhi for 3 consecutive days to emerge, having realized the absolute truth in the garden of Panchavati. Jesus Christ blessed him in a vision in Jadumallik's garden house, which was situated at the east of the temple. The death of his nephew Akshay or Akshay in the room that Ramakrishna used to share with the mother in the Kutibari led him to shift his abode after requesting Mathur Babu. He took up residence in what then was the storeroom of the Vishnu temple. This room, located in the northwest corner of the temple complex, is now known as Sri Ramakrishna's room or Sri Thakur's room. The Kutibari where Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to stay earlier with his mother Chandramuni and where Rani Rashmani stayed on during her visits stands in mute testimony of the epoch-making events that took place. For it was here that Sri Ramakrishna met with the various saints and men of God who called on him. It was here that Sri Ramakrishna, devoted to a trance, could hear the peals of Sri Sri Jagadishwari Kali Mata Thakur's anklet. It was in this room that Thakur Ramakrishna
The stone idol at Dakshineshwar Kali temple is eternally beautiful. Here, her very image is named as Ma Bhabutarini. The temple floor is made of black and white marble stones with high altar connected by stairs. High on the altar, there are thousands of silver lotuses with Lord Shiva at the top, with his head in the south and feet in the north. His idol is cut in white marble. In his heart is standing the amazingly beautiful Shama carved in black stone, with 3 eyes, dressed gorgeously with clothes and ornaments. Her holy legs, forehead, middle hand are decorated with appropriate ornaments and flowers like anklets, bangles, amulets, dangling pendants, coconut flowers, and many more. In the holy neck, various golden neck pieces like choker, 7-stringed pearl necklace, 32 male skull garland of gold, long star necklace, etc. were there. From her head to her toes, she is ornamented gorgeously in gold. They were all ornaments of innumerable designs. The goddess holds human skull and sword, that is khara, in her 2 left hands, while the 2 right hands indicate fearlessness and shelter. Her holy waist is decorated with human heads, again neem fruits and komorpata.
दक्षिणकालिका देवताया जीव इह स्थित ओम आंग ह्रीं क्रों जौं रौं
Is the
लां
first
वां
Vidya
शां शां सां हों हंस
of the 10 Mahavidyas.
श्रीमद् दक्षिणकालिका
She wears
देवताया
tiger skin,
सर्वेन्द्रियाणि
plays with Mahakal, and so she is Mahakali or Kali. Kali has many forms. She is terrible and at the same time calm, and a benefactress of the world. Puja is on in full swing. Worship is happening through the night, through the phases. After the main section of the worship, the phase will move towards the home later. Truly this complex has come alive and one can see it in a new light. It has so many facets. This wonderful temple complex with thousands and thousands of people thronged.
শাস্ত্রে বলেছেন যে দেবতার প্রাণ প্রতিষ্ঠার পূর্বে নিজেকে প্রতিষ্ঠিত করো, তবেই তুমি মায়ের আরাধনা করবে। মা জগদীশ্বরী, মা ভবতারিণী তো এখানে প্রতিষ্ঠিত, আমি কি প্রতিষ্ঠিত? জয় মা, জয় মা, জয় মা। Yes.
Remember, the auspicious day was 31st May 1855.
কি স্থাপন করা? বর্ণমালার প্রতিটি বর্ণকে আমার বহিরঙ্গে অর্থাৎ বহি অঙ্গে বর্ণমালাকে স্থাপন করতে হবে। মা ভবতারিণী স্নানযাত্রা কালিকা দেবী এই বর্ণমালার 50টি বর্ণকে নিজেই অঙ্গে ধারণ করে আছেন।
On this day, overcoming all the obstacles that had come in the way, Rani Rashmani founded the Dakshineshwar temple, which was marked by the installation of the idol of Sri Sri Jagadishwari Kali Mata Thakurani, the mother of the universe. The duty of performing the sacred rites fell on Sri Ram Kumar Chattopadhyay, whose younger brother, the then teenage Ramakrishna Dev, was also present in the ceremonies that marked the installation. The story of the transformation of Ramakrishna into an avatar, his quest for the divine truth and the attainment of the highest levels of spiritual knowledge and divinity are now matters that need no recounting, enshrined as they are in the consciousness of the devoted. In this worship, the purification is also an extremely important part. One gets purified from the inside. One is purified totally. and
Om.
truly.
Ong kong kong gong hong umang ang ongkustabhyang nama. Ing chong chong jong jong yong ing tarjinibhyang
The
swaha.
timing of the establishment of the temple was no less significant.
Ing tong tong dong dong nong
seems
ing
as if
anamikabhyang hung.
It was
Om
by a process of divine ordaining.
Konishtabhyang bosat.
Consider the period of time and the events. The University of Calcutta was established the following year in 1856. This was followed by an awakening of a different kind. A generation of leaders sought the emancipation of India from Western domination. In 1857, a soldier in the army of the East India Company was hanged in the military barracks of Barakpur, only a few miles away. The temple stood as mute witness to all of this. It was a source of inspiration for so many who either took the political path to free India from the yoke of servitude or became part of the Renaissance and the flowering of the intelligentsia and art. Today's Puja too, as you see it in front of your very eyes, is symbolic of the many facets of this temple. Spirituality, the flowering of the Renaissance, and the awakening of social consciousness, and the deity is so alive, so present, so manifest, that devotion and worship come naturally. These are indeed golden moments for all those who have eyes to see.
Om Pancha Salpibhir Vivaktam Mukhado Pannadda Vakshasthalam Bhashmolini Bhatta Chandra Sakala Mapina Tungastanim Mudra Vakshagunam
The manifestation of the Divine Mother in Dakshineshwar and the germination of the nation's aspiration to free herself from foreign rule happened in tandem. It was a simultaneous combustion that cannot be wished away as a mere coincidence. The appearance of the Holy Mother in Dakshineshwar in 1855 is therefore considered by many as the beginning of a new epoch. For one, it marked the desire for freedom in the minds of the immortal sons of the soil. The Holy Mother was personified as Mother India, as her noblest sons sacrificed their all to work for her freedom. The Dakshineshwar temple literally served as the epicenter of the Swadeshi movement and social reformation in Bengal. Its role in the freedom struggle cannot be overemphasized. As a matter of fact, some of the most prominent names of our freedom fighters, like Jyotiranath Mukherjee, Bagha
Bhagavati
Jyoti,
Long Mangsatmane Namah,
Netaji Subhash
Long
Chandra
Vedatmane
Bose,
Namah,
Sri Aurobindo,
Song Astatmane
Rash
Namah,
Bihari Bose, to name a few,
Song Majjatmane
that
Namah,
waged this war for
Song
freedom
Shukratmane
and
Namah,
social reformation,
Song Pranatmane
had extremely
Namah,
close connections with the
Long
temple
Jivatmane Namah,
and were
Song
considered as the
Paramatmane Namah.
sons chosen by the Universal Mother.
Om Akshatsrajang
On another level,
Harina Potam
this temple marked the
Udagratankam
beginning
Vidyang
of the Bengal Renaissance,
Dadating
which
Trinetra
witnessed remarkable
Ardhendu
strides
Mauli
in all spheres of
Murunamara
achievement,
Bindavashan
almost
Varneshwarim
as if
Pranamata Stanavaranam Ram.
by the grace
Full name.
of the Sri Sri
Om
Jagadishwari
Shang
Kali
Namah.
Mata Thakurani. On an even higher
Om Shang
level, the period witnessed
Om
the
Lang
emergence
Namah.
of a just and equitable
Om
social
Hang Namah.
order that rebelled against superstition,
Om Shang Namah.
exploitation,
Om
and the
Shang
perpetuation
Namah.
of vested
Om Shang
interests
Namah.
in the name of religion.
Om Bang Namah.
The movement
Om
for the
Rang Namah.
remarriage of widows
Om Rang Namah.
being a case in
Om
point,
Jang Namah.
where
Om
the
Bang
principal
Namah. Om Bang
reformer,
Namah. Om Bang
Ishwar
Namah.
Chandra
Om Bang
Vidyasagar,
Namah. Om
or
Bang Namah.
Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, as he is
Om
known in
Nang
Bengal,
Namah.
enjoyed the
Rang Namah.
unstinted support
O Anguli
of Rani
Kulpe Kulpe Om Dang
Rashmani
Namah.
in the effort to
Mama
banish
Janoni
the
Om Thang
old
Namah.
and
Mama Mule
usher
Om Thang Namah.
in the new.
ডান পায়ের মূলে অঙ্গুলি অগ্রে ওম নং নমঃ দক্ষিণ পাদ অঙ্গুলি মূলে ওম ঢং নমঃ দক্ষিণ পাদে গুলপে ওম হাঁটু ওম ডং নমঃ আচ্ছা ঝালনি ঠং নমঃ দক্ষিণ পাদে ওম টং নমঃ আচ্ছা ওম ইয়ং নমঃ ওম
The
ঝং
greatest
নমঃ ওম
contribution
জং নমঃ ওম
of
ছং নমঃ
Dakshineshwar
ওম চং নমঃ
was in the creation of the idea behind modern India,
ওম গং নমঃ
the unifying thought of unity in diversity.
Om Ah
The essence of Sri Ramakrishna's enlightened thought was many paths are there for many faiths, all lead to the one universal
Om
truth,
Ing Namah, Om Ling Namah, Om Ring
was
Namah,
what had led to
Om
the
Ring
creation
Namah,
of an
Om Ring
ethos
Namah, Om
that
Om
believed
Namah,
in
Om
celebrating
Ring Namah,
the diversity of different
Ing
people,
Namah,
of
Om
cultures,
Om Ing Namah,
of
Ing
faiths,
Namah, Om Ang Namah,
and
Om
unify
Ang Namah.
for the nation.
To the north of 12 Shiva temples and the northwest corner of the courtyard, the room of Ramakrishna Dev is situated. A semicircular veranda is located exactly at the west of the room. Ramakrishna Dev used to have a view of river Ganga from here. Next to the veranda, there is a path with a flower garden in the west, and then the holy Ganga flows. On the auspicious day of Foloharini Kali Puja, that is 5th June 1872, Ramakrishna Dev worships his wife, Ma Sharada, as goddess with all the innumerable different necessary articles with absolute dedication. A long stretch of veranda is there in the east of his room. In this veranda, he often sits with his devotees and preached about the Almighty and sang the hymns with all. Another part of this veranda is northbound. Here, the devotees celebrate his birthday, recite and sing hymns with him. Again, he also enjoyed the prasad of the deity with his devotees and common people. It is here where he has conversation and discussion with learned Keshav Chandra Sen along with his disciples. It is here again where he absorbed the profound meditation after seeing Norindra, later Swami Vivekananda.
Kong Kong Gong Gong Nama. Om Wang Chong Chong Jong Jong Yang Dong 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 Nama. Rong Tong Tong Dong Dong Nong Bong Pong Bong Bong Nama. Bye. Mong Jong Rong Long Bong.
Sri Ramakrishna
Shang Sang Hong
has
Lang
been
Sang
likened
Nama.
by the great literature Romain Rolland to Jesus Christ himself and to great artists like Raphael.
Karanyas.
And this Dakshineshwar temple, and indeed the puja, the worship on the auspicious day of Kali Puja, on this day of Deepavali, or the festival of lights, is symbolic of man's fight against the forces of evil. The worship of Kali is the victory of the forces of truth over the forces of evil. It is a struggle that is both within and without the self. It is a continuous struggle, and it is one struggle that continues. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa taught the world that humans are not the center of the universe. All the animals and the plants and even the microorganisms are part of this divine creation and must be respected as such. And that is why this place, the Dakshineshwar temple, is truly unique. It has a great inclusiveness, a flexibility, a benevolence. It always invites you, and you become one with the temple, with the deity, with the people, as you worship together. The late 19th and the 20th century were in fact like clay on the divine potter's wheel, with the hands of Rani Rashmani, Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharoda, Swami Vivekananda, among others, through Dakshineshwar, shape the socio-economic and spiritual density of a nation, of a people, guided by the Holy Mother of the universe. What is the spiritual essence of Sri Ramakrishna's vision? His simple words, which expressed so many stories and anecdotes, were actually a clarification of the hitherto incomprehensible doctrines of faith. His all-encompassing love for and devotion to the reigning deity are there for all to see. He did not remain confined to Dakshineshwar. Having lit the fire of
The vestibule is in the middle. 6 Shiva temples located on both sides of the vestibule along the north and south. Viewing these 12 Shiva temples far from the boat, the passenger exclaims, "Look, there is Rani Rashmoni's temple." Ramakrishna Dev has been a devotee of Lord Shiva from his very childhood. Even before the appointment of a professional priest in the temple, Mathur Mohan becomes surprised to see an idol of Lord Shiva made by Ramakrishna. Many a time he used to chant Shiva Stotram with the devotees during discussion and enlightens the eternal relationship between Lord Shiva and Goddess Kali. There is a brick-built permanent courtyard near to the vestibule and 12 Shiva temples. In the middle of the courtyard, there are 2 temples. The temple in the north is of Radhakanta, while the one at the south is of Goddess Kali. In front of this temple, there is a broad hall, the Nat Mandir. Lord Shiva and Nandi Bhiringi are at the top. Before entering into the temple, that is the mother temple, Ramakrishna Dev pays homage to Lord Shiva with folded hands as if seeking permission before entry. In both the north and the south sides were high pillars erected in 2 rows with the roof at the top. The big hall is divided into 2 segments, one at the east and the other at the west. During Kali Puja, these are all illuminated. In this hall, Mathur Mohan, the son-in-law of Rani Rashmoni, offers sacred paddy according to the advice of Ramakrishna Dev. In this very hall, Ramakrishna Dev worships Ma Bhavatarini in the presence of all. The stone idol at Dakshineshwar Kali temple is eternally beautiful. Here, her very image is named as Ma Bhavatarini.
Continues, the puja continues. I, Ashok Vishwanathan, am signing off from DD Bharati, but my colleague, Dr. Urumai Bandopadhyay, continues the running commentary, the live telecast from the Dakshineshwar temple on DD Bangla and indeed DD7. Thank you very much.
महाकालेन च समं विपरीततातुरं सुख प्रसन्न वदनं स्मेलान सर्वं एवं संचिन्तित कालिं सर्वकाम समृद्धिदा ओम साबर महादेव महागण भैरव श्री सीमा भगवान विशेषार्घ जल संबोधन जल संबोधन ओम एते गंधपुष्प्यं आधार शक्ते नमः एते गंधपुष्प्यं अनंताय नमः एते गंधपुष्प्यं कूर्माय नमः एते गंधपुष्प्यं पृथिव्यै नमः अस्त्राय फट ओम क्रीं shang hong shang 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 bong long rong
According
hong
to
bong
the great philosopher
dong thong thong
Ralph Waldo
dong
Emerson,
thong thong young chong
in his famous poem,
hong gong hong
The Red Slayer, if the Red Slayer think
ring ring
he slays,
ung
or if the slain think
ang
he is slain,
et gandh pushpe
they know not,
om mong vanni
for
mandalayo
I keep
dasa
and
kalapya namah
turn and pass again.
om ong
This was the
surya
first
mandalayo
verse
dwadasa
of the
kalapya
poem
namah
Brahma,
et gandh pushpe om
written in the 18th
soma
century.
mandalayo षोडश कलात्मने नमः
Even at that time, the spiritual stirrings in India
ओम गंगे च
were making waves
गोदावरी सरस्वती
all over the world.
कावेरी जलस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु
And today, the temple of Dakshineshwar is truly a place of pilgrimage
ओम क्लीं ओम क्लीं ओम क्लीं ओम क्लीं
with international dimensions, as devotees, pilgrims, scholars come from all corners of the globe. They throng in thousands and millions, and they find in this place solace and peace and benevolence and bliss. For such is the deity Bhavatarini.
ओम अनैश्वर्याय नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम अनंताय नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम पद्माय नमः एत गंध पुष्पे
The telecast continues
सूर्य मंडलाय
on DD Bangla.
द्वादश कलात्मने नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम ऊम ऊम सोम मंडलाय षोडश कलात्मने नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम मांग वह्नि मंडलाय दश कलात्मने नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम रांग गजसे नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम तांग तमसे नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम आंग आत्मने नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम आंग अंतरात्मने नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम पांग परमात्मने नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम ह्रीं ज्ञानात्मने नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम इच्छावै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम ज्ञानावै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम अज्ञानावै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम क्रियावै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम कामिन्यै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम रत्यै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम रतिप्रियावै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम आनंदावै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम मनन्मन्यै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम ऐं परावै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम ऐं अपरावै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम ऐं परा परावै नमः एत गंध पुष्पे ओम हेशो सदाशिव महाप्रेत पद्मासनाय नमः वेदिका धरुन ओम वेद्या वेदी समाप्यते वरिषि बहिरिंद्रिय यूपेन यूप आप्यतं प्रणीतोग्निरग्निना पंचदेवतार पूजो एत गंध पुष्पे ओम गंग गणेशाय नमः ओम खर्वं स्थूलतनुं गजेन्द्र वदनं लंबोदरं सुंदरं प्रसन्न्यन्मदगन्ध्या लुब्ध मधुप व्यालोल गंडलस्थलम दंताघात विदारितारी रुधिरै सिंदूर शोभाकरम वंदे शैलसुतासुतं गणपतिं सिद्धिप्रदं कामदाम एष गंधों गंगणेशाय नमः एतत् पुष्पमं गणेशाय नमः एष धूपं गणेशाय नमः एष दीपं गणेशाय नमः एतन्नैवेद्यम् ॐ गणेशाय नमः ओम एकदन्तं महाकायं लंबोदर गजाननं विघ्ननाशकरं देवं हिरण्यवर्णमामहं सर्वविघ्नविनाश सर्वकल्याण हेतवे पार्वती प्रियपुत्राय सिद्धिदाता गणेशाय नमस्तुते। लालपुर ओम रक्ताम्बुजासनमशेष गुणैक सिंधुं भानुं समस्त जगतामधीपं भजामि पद्मदया भयवरान् ददतं करब्जैर्माणिक्यमौलि मरुणाङ्गरुचिं त्रिनेत्रम् एतगन्धपुष्पे ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः एष गन्ध ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः एष पुष्प ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः एष धूप ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः एष दीप ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः नैवेद्यम एतन्नैवेद्यम ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः ओम जवा कुसुम शंकाशं तस्य पेयंगमहादुते वंतारिं सर्व पापगणं प्रणतोस्मि दिवाकरं ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः ओम ध्येय सदा सवित्रिमंडलमध्यवर्ती नारायण सरसिजासन सन्निविष्ट केयूरवान कनककुंडलवान किरीटिहारी हिरणमया बोपु धृत शंख चक्र ओम एषगंध ओम श्री विष्णवे नारायणाय नमः एतत् पुष्पम ओम श्री विष्णवे नारायणाय नमः धूप एष धूप ओम विष्णवे नारायण